Hey Canucks fans, who is most at fault for the Canucks state of affairs right now? Is it ownership, management, coaching, or the players? Likely a bit of all four categories. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, November the 12th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video description. Thanks to everyone who joined me for my live stream last night. It was certainly a fiery one. We had the moderators working hard. We had people fighting with the moderators. We had people fighting with each other. I think people were just a little bit in a bit of a cranky mood last night after a 7-1 loss to the Colorado Avalanche. But I do appreciate everyone that came to share their opinions, to express their opinions, and I look forward to more of that tomorrow night. But live and in person at the Park Pub. It can't get any worse than last night, friends, so come join me at the Park Pub, west end of downtown Vancouver on Davie Street. Food and drink specials, giveaways for jerseys, tickets, hotel stays, live intermission and post-game show. You can meet my son Sean, my lovely wife Gail. It's going to be free parking. It's going to be a really, really good time. So make sure you join us tomorrow night. And I'll talk about this a lot more in my vlog tomorrow. I asked the question, who's most to blame? And you can kind of put it 4 categories, right? Ownership. Oh, I said right. That's kind of what I joked about in my stream last night. Ownership, management, coaching, and players. And I do think the truth includes some combination of all four levels. But I want to try and break it down a little bit today, talk about each of the 4 levels, just give a couple insights on each of those 4 levels. This could realistically be 4 separate videos, but I'm going to try and do it quite quickly in one. I put a poll question up on my Twitter account this morning saying, if you need to get to 94 points, I've changed it from 95 to 94. So if you need to get to 94 points for the playoffs, in the remaining 68 games, the Canucks need to get 82 points. So I peg that as 38, 24, and 6. 38 wins, 24 losses, and 6 regulation or overtime losses. That gets you your 94 points. Can the Canucks go 38, 24, and 6 over their final 68? How do you feel about is that realistic? And then I said, what do you think of their chances? How confident are you in the chances? And I said, you're very confident, you're moderately confident, you're slightly confident, or there's no way that this is going to happen. Over 400 votes in just a couple hours, and 65% of you are saying there's no way it's going to happen. 24% of you are saying there's a slight chance it's going to happen. 9% say there's a moderate chance it's going to happen, and only 2% saying there's a very likely chance it's going to happen. And sadly, as positive as I try and be, I have to realistically look at this and put myself in the third category of slight chance. So 24%. I'm not going to say there's no way, because that's simply not my attitude and my overall disposition. But I'm going to take the next one in that there's only a slight chance that this is going to happen, because 38, 24, and 6. That's that's 8 games over hockey 500. That's 14 games over actual 500 where you're winning and not losing. So the Canucks got to start to go on some runs soon. And I keep saying that, but it's true. We can't say it's early in the season anymore. They're 14 games in. They're basically coming up on the 20% mark of their season. So let's talk. And in the comments, I want to know basically from you. Yes, the obvious answer is all 4 are to blame. But who do you put the most blame on? Is it ownership, management, coaching, or players? Let's start with ownership. Francesco Aquilini, a lot of people don't like him. They think he only comes out at weird times on Twitter, doesn't really address some of the big things that are addressing this team. But I'm going to try and give a balanced approach to both. So if you really want to start at the top, that's the top. It's ownership. And you ask yourself, on the negative side is, have they meddled in the way that Jim Benning can re-sign or sign free agents? You hear about the Troy Stecher story of how Aquilini didn't want to spend and Benning had to tell Stecher that. Then only after Stecher got his deal, his offer from Detroit, did Benning go to Aquilini and say, we're going to lose this guy. And then by then it was too late. So does Aquilini control too much? Does he control the purse strings too much? Does he get too involved in hockey operations and decisions? Or is it no? Aquilini has basically said we can spend. You can spend to the cap. You can spend to make this team a contender, so you don't put as much blame on the Aquilini family. Again, you can start at the top, and they're at the very top, or do you say, of those 4 categories, that's the least of my worries. So there's some vantage points there where you can consider when talking about ownership. Then you go to management. Jim Benning, I think he's the 2nd or 3rd longest tenured GM in the entire league. He's entering his 8th season. The Canucks have only made the playoffs twice in the previous 7 seasons. And we could go through everything that a GM does, from constructing the roster through drafting, free agent signings, re-signings of your own RFA, UFAs, and trades, of course, and all those type of things. How do players want to play here? Do they feel like there's a good management system here, and that management indeed has their back? Does management go to bat for the players, go to bat for the coaching staff? But really, when it comes to management, you look at roster construction, and you look at those 4 big categories of drafting, of trading, of signing UFAs and free agents, and then re-signing your own players. So with Jim Benning, as I've always said, I think his drafting been pretty good. It hasn't been amazing, but it's been pretty good. Guys like Demko, Besser, Pettersson, Hughes, Podkolzin, Hoglander, those 6 guys alone, Horvat. No, that was before Benning. So those 6 guys I just mentioned, part of our core for sure. So you could say drafting's been okay. You could say the trades have been hit and miss. Some of them have been really good, i.e. the JT Miller trade, Pearson for Goodbranson. You say others have been really bad. Trading too much away for Toffoli and a couple others. I think the Arizona one's a good one, but there's been some bad ones in the past as well. Originally losing Jared McCann, things like that. Then you look at re-signing your own RFAs. I think in the Hughes and PD contracts, generally pretty good. Pearson, maybe not so much. And then when you talk about signing UFAs, that's maybe where Jim Benning has done a really poor job, actually. So, you can talk about both sides for Jim Benning as well. Then you get to coaching. Travis Green, 5th season as the Canucks coach, and only made the playoffs once in those 4 seasons. People say that the players like him, but when your penalty killing is the 2nd worst in the league, when your power play is among the worst in the league, when you can't find consistent lines, when you are taking too many men penalties, when you are always giving up the first goal, these are all coaching issues. And some pointed out that they think the players quit on their coach yesterday, or at least the message is not getting through. I like Travis Green, but if we see more performances like last night's 7-1 drubbing, then I would not be opposed to a change of scenery for him and a change within the Canucks organization. So do you put the onus on coaching, or do you put the onus on the players themselves? Because yes, Jim Benning has put together a really nice core of top-end players, Miller, Pettersson, Horvat, Besser, Hughes, Demko, so on and so forth. After that, you have some prospects in Rathbone, Podkolzin, and Hoglander, or at least rookies and second-year players. But is the rest of the roster that good? Do we not? So it's one thing to talk about how we assemble the roster, but what about the players that are actually playing? Do the best players have to do more? Does the lotto line need to get on track somehow? Do they need to take more pride in their power play, in their penalty kill, in their overall structure, their team game, standing up for one another, in executing Travis Green's scheme? So to talk about the last 2 categories, maybe the Canucks don't scheme well enough, that's why they get outplayed a lot, or is it they scheme well, but the players simply aren't executing? So maybe you're on the side or not of the players. So that was very quick. I just spent about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each, but I would love to know your comments, Canucks fans. Where does the majority of the responsibility fall for the Canucks' poor performance? Not just 14 games in the season, but overall over the past few years. Do you put the onus, the responsibility, the blame on ownership, management, i.e. general manager Jim Benning, coaching, i.e. Travis Green, or the players themselves? Outliers are, write-in votes, fans, media, but no, I think let's talk about those 4. Ownership, management, coaching, players. Who bears the most responsibility for the Canucks' poor performance in recent memory. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you have to say about this one. Shout out to my hero members, Nucksfan number 29, Justin Credible, Lucas Gates, and Andrew Chang. Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Brewfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Carol Bovenlander, and HSM Fangirl Gaming. Thanks for your support as always. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You're listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this during my videos or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Who bears the most responsibility? Ownership, management, coaching, or the players themselves? Let me know in the comments below. And I can't wait to see all of you tomorrow night at the Park Pub, downtown Vancouver, 6:30 for my Canuck Clay meetup. We'll be watching the Canucks take on the Vegas Golden Knights and hopefully erase the stench of last night's game. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.